Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
It's Sunday.
It is Sunday. It has not been a day of rest.
No, it hasn't been.
Well, for some of us.
Oh boy, this is going to be a fun one. I can tell. I can tell already. This is going to be a fun one.
So it's not been a day of rest.
We have a lot to cover.
Let's just get into it.
A lot to cover.
Yeah.
So what are we starting with?
I feel like we need to start with just a quick recap of the most insane week that I've ever lived through.
I would not say the most insane.
I can't think of one.
I feel like you are, every week is the most insane week. I feel like we've had way more insane weeks.
You're wrong.
Way more.
You're wrong.
With having babies and dealing with sicknesses, and when you had your retreats going on and I was holding down the fort, I feel like we've had insane weeks.
Not like this week.
You say it all the time, but go ahead.
Great. I mean, it's just really hard. We have many children going in many different directions, both of us working full time. This is one of the dreaded weeks where I am back to work. The kids were not back to school. Totally fine, zero judgment, but there's an expectation, I think, that parents don't work or something, because like practice time and workout times and picture times and all the times are like in the middle of the day. And so, and we don't quite yet have a driver. We will. I mean, when Aaron turns 16, everything changes. So logistically, this was a wild week. And it was so wild that literally every day, like if you try to talk to me about it, I was like, let's talk about it tomorrow morning. Like we'll figure out every day on the day. Like I can't even figure it out 2 days ahead of time. It was wild. And then I laughed at myself because our three boys, when we were homeschooling, is when all three boys started football. And when we moved to Divine Child.
Divine Child, they already played football. Divine Child football.
John Paul was not playing though yet.
Correct.
When all three boys started playing football, I was like, DC having football 6 days a week. I was like, this is actually insane. Like, I actually don't know how my life's going to work, having to bring my children up to the school every single day. I am now like, holy moly, how did I think that was challenging? Because how lucky have we been to have our children on a sports team where every level practices at the same time? I mean, and now that we are out of that, it is like, I just see how lucky we once were.
See, but I still think basketball is worse.
No, it is.
Basketball
is just different because basketball starts everybody being at different times, like, and it's Friday nights and things like that. But I guess football,
and it goes into March.
It's fine. It just
basketball's worse.
Logistically, this was such a insane week that we didn't have any option but to drop our kids off and like have them hang out at the school. And at one point, I felt like the worst mom ever. I've told this story now like 3 times. I've definitely heard it, told it to our number 1, number 2 listeners. But we had pictures for CYO football, we had pictures at 3:45, 4:15, and then the practice was at 5:15 and 5:30, I think. So basically, and then my other son is a whole different pickup and drop off time. And so we're like, we're just going to drop you guys off at 3:45. You're just going to hang out there until 7:30 when we can pick you up.
I think that's fair.
I felt like the worst mom ever, though, because our youngest called and he's like, hey, I'm here with this parent and they're asking if I can go home with them because practice doesn't start for a while. And I was like, sure. And I was like, okay, goodbye. I love you. And in the meantime, my son, without telling me, had put this parent on the phone with me. So that was really funny because the dad was like, I love you too. But then the dad was like, I feel really weird leaving him here by himself for like an hour and 15 minutes because he would be alone. And then I felt like a bad parent because we didn't feel weird about that.
No. Well,
they weren't trying to shame me. I just felt bad.
Well, I think it's like our sanity matters. And I think the difference between, with basketball, we go right from like football, there's 3 weeks off and they go into basketball. But with football, at least we had like a summer break and we're kind of getting into it. Yeah. So it's at least a starting. But I've always said that our sanity is priority over all these activities. So if my kids need to hang out at school for an hour, and also their friend, like they're not the only ones there. Like there's friends are there, there's parks around. They can bring a book. They can bring a pad and doodle.
I think you and I parent like 80s parents. I don't have a problem with my kids sitting at a park for an hour.
Correct.
But many people 100%. Do. So it's weird optics for people that would be like, I would never leave my 6th grader at a park by themselves.
I'm fine with it. Well, because it's for my own sanity. Like we've had those days when Joey has play practice, we're going back 6 or 8 times in the day.
Yeah.
And it does affect you. You're just like, I don't want to do this anymore. So. Right. it's all about how to make it work for a family, and that's the way we make it work. Where like I drop them off, they hang out for a couple hours, they sit around, and then we pick them up when it's time, and then like that's how it goes. So hey,
we also had like was it this week? I think it was. I mean, these weeks are so crazy. We had the sports meeting Monday night for sports for athletics, which was awesome. It was a really good meeting.
You went to that and go.
Yeah, so I went to that, and then we had freshman orientation Thursday night because little Aaron is entering high school. So then there were like 2 late nights too. Not late nights, but when you're leaving the house at 6:30 and you don't return to your house really until 8:30, except for like a 15-minute increment. Yeah. It's a pace that is just different. So it was a week.
Yeah.
Anything else from this week besides that?
I think that we should embrace technology and the busyness. I think that high school freshman orientation should have been a Zoom meeting. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just saying like the way it was formatted, I think that could have been
Yeah, I thought it was good. It was a lot of information. I can barely remember that meeting. Oh, one thing funny happened is that there's somebody that's taken over my job who's amazing. Yes. And she had done an announcement.
Yep.
And I had failed to give her a really important piece of information. So she does this announcement. I'm now sitting in the audience with 200 other people, and realizing that there is a vital piece of information that's not being shared. And so I had texted the assistant principal to share that vital piece of information. And of course he gets up and he's like, hey, like our old campus minister is here. Hey, and like laughed. And then he's like, our new campus minister left out a piece of information. And I felt really bad because it was actually my fault, but
and I said you undermined her.
Yes, I know. I don't think she felt undermined, but if it was not,
I understand.
But if it was not a good relationship,
and I understand. Like it was a confusing.
We're doing something really confusing.
You're like, what? Yeah. It's like, well, you have 2 options.
Yes, the whole thing.
But if you don't one of the options, you have another option. So I would say I'm going to leave all that to you when it comes to that. Like, I don't understand all the retreat stuff.
Well, what basically happened, I mean,
since you worked there and that was your job,
TDLR is that we rolled out a mandatory parent-teen retreat in March, and then everybody quit who was in charge of these things, and so
yes, you included.
So we can't make it mandatory anymore. So
much like service hours, I leave that to you, like the whole, all that stuff to keep them.
So anyway, so crazy week. What did we do on Friday? Oh, then Friday we had football games. Oh, that's right. I mean, this has been a nutso week. So,
but also it's not a normal like.
No, I know. I'm not bitter. I'm just saying it was crazy. We had football games, and we'll just leave it at that. And so we didn't get to bed as a family till like 11 or 11:30.
Yeah, I left. I dropped because.
What time did you walk in the door? We were going to timestamp that ish.
Oh, I totally forgot.
I think it was close to 10:30.
I had left the house. I dropped the girls off with my parents. I left the house around like 4:15, and then I got home around 10-ish.
Yeah,
like 10 o'clock.
And we left the house at I left a little after you. I left at 4:30.
But it's still.
But I left at 4:30, having already driven up there to drop off the bus. It's just nuts.
But it's still better than when all 3 were on different teams.
Oh, yeah.
And those were like 8-hour.
Listen, I'm giving it a good college try. I don't want to dive into this on the podcast. I'm really trying to convince our youngest son not to do varsity CYO football and just wait till high school. We can't dive in because you feel differently. But I'm going to try to encourage that over the course of the next 9 months to just pause on football till high school.
So my perspective, not about that topic, is I remember when I was in college, I studied engineering at Grand Valley State University, Anchor Up. So we studied engineering. It was a very difficult program. So I had this phrase of like this is a life that we chose because our studies were very hard. We were in class, in the lab at nighttime. Like people were out having fun. We're like in the lab. So I always remember that. We chose this. I always say this is the life that we chose. Yep. So I take that even 20 plus years later to even now, like we chose this, like this is what we chose to do. And this is how we plan to live this with our families. So, and I told you, there's some tricky days, but it's also, I remind myself of like, you know what, like this is what we chose. We're choosing to be here. No one's forcing us. No one's forcing. Yeah, exactly. No one's forcing us to be here. We're not forcing them. Like they want to do these activities. They enjoy doing these. So that's like it's tough, but also like we're in it. We're fortunate. There's many who would like to be in this. Like they don't have this too. So
No, it's good. So then on Saturday we had like the best day ever. I thought
What was yesterday?
it was yesterday.
I forget every day.
You really don't know what we did yesterday? So for like 7 or 8 weeks, we had on our calendar that we were going to go to my coworker's lake.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm at the point where my age, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like, every day is a blur. If people
and
ask me what happened over the weekend,
it's one of those things where we had calendared it out like probably in June. And then as it gets closer, you're like, this is the last Saturday before we start school. You had made a comment or two about being like, if roles were reversed, how I would be negative about having to go to your coworker's house. On
Which
the
is
lake.
true, you admit.
But we got there and it was freaking magical. They live in this beautiful home and on a lake in Brighton, which who knew? Like, I don't mess with lakes, as you know, at all. I don't go in lakes. I don't mess with lakes. It was a gorgeous lake.
Well, there's a whole lake culture.
Yeah.
And I told Mary Pat's husband, Mike, because he's kind of it's somewhat similar. He grew up in Taylor. So it was more about this was not our life growing up. Like the whole lake thing, I never stepped foot on like a lake property until I think we started dating to your uncle's house.
For
which
real?
I was, yeah.
Wow.
Because I mean, from Detroit, like we didn't have, none of our family members had lake houses. Yeah. We didn't know anybody up north. Yeah. No one had cottages. No one had cabins.
Yeah.
Like that was not a thing until my mid-20s.
That's funny.
So the lake culture and the lake thing, like it, that was a more adult realization. So that's a whole culture that I was not raised with. I'm like, hey, I get it, but that's not.
But they live in this beautiful house with this, like the sunlight. I mean, it's just hard to even describe. Beautiful patio. And then her husband, my coworker, Mary Pat's husband, was such a rock star. Like there were a lot of kids.
I mean, they have 6 daughters.
Or 5 daughters, I think. Yeah,
and they have 6.
I think they have 5.
I think 6.
I put money on it. And they have 6, I think it's 6 grandkids. Maybe I got it wrong.
5 grandkids.
But so like the kids got there and he said they were, my friend was giving us a tour of the house and he said all the kids were just staring out the window, like, get me to the lake. So literally he was in the lake with them for like 3 hours, like on the Sea-Doo, on like taking them tubing. He did a boat ride. Our kids have never experienced that. Like we're not lake people.
Yeah, no, we don't do water sports. Like, so we'll do pools and water slides like Great Wolf Lodge or cruises, but when it comes to water sports, no, we don't.
Right.
Because they're younger. Like we don't like when we go on, like, you know, people can do like ski-doos and jet skis on cruise excursions. We don't do that.
But now we know. I mean, our oldest, who's 14, I mean, he had the time of his life because he eventually got to go on it by himself and like was flying on the lake. So it was a great. I felt like we were there with our friends. It was just such a nice day. It was a really, really nice day.
It's pure Michigan day.
It was a pure Michigan day.
I saw a coworker I used to work with.
That was weird. So we're driving to the house and you're like, hey, I think that's Justin. That's so weird. That's so weird. And it was him. And he lives 2 doors down or 3?
3.
Like, that's weird.
I was like, hey, man.
A small world, which was nice because then we got to introduce my coworker.
Yeah, they got to introduce their neighbors. So, hey, these are your neighbors. We used to work together. Yeah. And we saw each other last year for lunch or something like that. I was like, oh, that's really funny. Yeah. It's a small world.
It was a really great time. Then we came home, though, and we got home maybe around 7:30. Is that? Yeah, I think 7:30, maybe 8.
And it rained.
It rained a lot.
Which is your favorite thing?
It's like we went to bed at like 11 and then we had to get up early for mass this morning. And then today I knew today was going to be a work day. Like we hadn't gotten the kids' backpacks ready. We hadn't bought any of this stuff. We hadn't done their uniforms.
The pieces were in place. So like the uniforms, we got those back in June for like the used uniform sale. I had bought shoes, like new shoes for most of them in different spots. We bought school supplies. So they all the pieces, but today was like putting it all together. So like getting the school clothes organized, getting the backpacks packed with the school supplies. So it was all like the assembly of everything. But luckily we didn't have to do like a large, we had to do some shopping to get a couple gym shoes. Then I was reminded, like, I think when you have all these children, we're in the thick of like just how expensive it is.
Yeah, it is. These are
which now it's because now they're older. It's like the boys, they wear adult size shoes, so now we have to buy adult size shoe prices. So like our oldest, he had to get some new shoes for school, and then Joey needed new shoes. Malia needed new gym shoes. They needed Sperry's. So now we're in like the
Yeah,
the
between
cost.
the Sperry's, the Hey Dudes, the Nike, because it's gym shoes and
And the high school
and
needed
again,
polos
we'll say,
and
like,
the quarter zips. Like we spent a lot of money.
our parents never got us like the Nikes and things like that or the Sperry's, but the bottom line is the quality's better, so they last. Like it's worth putting $100 on a shoe if you know it's going to last 6 months versus going to Target and in a week it's got a hole in it. Like we learned that right away. So you're like pouring money out though. Right now is a pouring money out season for us.
It's a lot. Well, it's like
So I am grateful that you budget.
when you talk about 5 kids, this is the reality of like, this is what it means.
Well, my sister said that, and I'm so curious about your analysis of that because when we were pouring out money in like diapers and formula, I was
no,
like,
this is different.
It's more. Yeah, that's what
more.
she said. She's like, just wait, like it just exchanges for more.
Yeah, this is more. I mean, diapers. Back then, that was more quantity wise. Plus, we had.
I'm talking about quantity though, because just for us, I'm not talking about diaper to shoes.
Then we had like Once Upon a Child. We were getting like donations. It just wasn't as expensive. But now,
I'm talking about like the fact that we were putting out when we had 3 kids in diapers on a weekly basis and formula.
Like I feel like it's more now.
You do, yeah.
And also prices. It also just prices are more. So
yeah,
it's been a very high spend couple weeks getting them ready for school.
Are we in budget for what you budgeted for back to school?
So far, there were some surprises.
I'm going to need you to press pause. I got to go handle a kid. Sorry, we had a kid in a complete meltdown mode. You know when they start like opening the front door and slamming it and throwing things out on the front porch? Or like, I don't know, I think one took another one's beats and like hit him that it was time to pause. So that kid is now going to bed.
Shenanigans.
And it's 6:14. They will not leave their bed tonight.
Fun times.
Fun times. So anyway, we were talking, I was saying, are we in budget for what you expected?
So far, there were some surprises, like the iPad stuff and having to get stuff for the iPad.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
Great. Fantastic.
We shall see.
And now it's a new week. School starts tomorrow.
Yeah. Nice short week. Half day.
Yep.
Of course, because you start school with a half day.
You got it for little ones. That makes sense.
And then Friday's no school.
Yes, and then Monday's no school.
Then Monday's no school. So,
which is great. I'm excited because for me, being that I am new to teaching, and tomorrow's my first day of teaching, it's really cool to be able to like do it for 3 or 4 days, and then pause for 5 or 4, so that I can like rethink about how I want to do the next few weeks. You know, so it's going to be really good. It's like a good little trial of like what's going to work for me and what's not in the classroom.
You want to talk through your slides you made?
I made great slides. I feel like you didn't give me enough credit. They're so beautiful, and I've worked on them. They're so gorgeous.
I gave you some hints.
Week 1, day 1, week
suggestions.
1, day 2, week 1.
It's just the fonts. Some of the fonts.
I did, yes.
You were doing some fancy fonts, and I was like, I can't read.
Well, what I did was I just stole these. I stole them from the internets, and so one made it a little challenging to read. But I mean, I've hyperlinked them. I feel really good about it. Really good about where we're headed.
Yep.
Got all my tech set up, and I can't wait. I'm super psyched to be a teacher, and I'm excited to meet the students tomorrow and get rolling with this new phase.
Yeah,
it's been talked about for a long time. You know what I mean? You talk about something for a while.
Yeah.
You envision it, but I keep saying there's like a total unknown.
Exactly.
And now we get to enter into it, and our oldest is coming to high school with me, which is cute.
Yeah, he starts a new phase of high school.
He does, which is wild.
What else happened this week?
I mean, you brought something to the table that I just don't know if I want to get into because I'm so tired. But you had found earlier this week, like an old email chain from us when I kicked you out of the house and you left your family. Do you want to talk about it? Like, I feel like this was what I was trying to say to you. So Erin's like, why don't we do something where we read old emails and text messages? We actually might leave this for next week. So today has been so busy, and like literally we've just stopped now. We decided to record the podcast at 6:00 at night, and he has these sheets of paper, and he's like, so I printed everything out. We're going to get into it today. And they're like completely psychotic things. I'm telling you right now, like they're so psychotic. Our listeners are going to adore them.
I think we might as well.
But I'm also tired and cranky. And
but you're just reading though. No one's trying to.
What has never happened is my husband, like for sure, having 5 children in 6.5 years, made me a crazy person for 7.5.
So it's my fault.
7.5 years. But what my husband has never done is accepted any accountability for him growing into an understanding of being a responsible husband and father. And so I'm afraid that we're going to
You just use a lot of words. I have no idea what you just said.
Like, you weren't perfect when we started.
Of course
our marriage.
not. I've never
so
claimed
the
to be
thing,
perfect.
My concern and my
I've never
crankiness
claimed
is that we're going to read
perfection.
these things while Aaron pretends, oh, I married the psychopath and I was a joy, a cherry on top to
No,
live
I'm
with.
sure I have my fault.
I mean, I literally remember a very close person of ours who's closer to you than me sitting down and being like, I just want to make sure you're okay being married to him. Like, I'm so thankful that you're married to him. Do you remember that conversation? I told you about it.
No.
I can't throw it under the bus. You said it.
Wait, what'd you say?
Not okay, like safety wise, but they're like, I know that he's a little rougher on the edges and
Who said that?
I don't want to tell you on air.
Oh,
100%. And it's true. So the thing is, like, but your perception is that, like, I married the crazy person, and
I did marry the crazy person,
and I came into marriage perfect.
But you have calmed down. You have softened around the edges.
Because I'm cranky, I'm not sure if I'm willing.
And
today.
your family acknowledges, like, oh yeah, like.
No, I remember once my mom saying the same thing around the kitchen table. She's like, I know that we all give you a hard time, but like, you're a good woman, and Erin's got some flaws too.
Sure, of
she
course.
wanted to remind me of that because
I've never
so often
I have never been without sin.
By you, so.
No, what happened? So for context, I was so this week we had a nerd event at
Connor
O'Neill's, which is owned by the
Murray
brother
family.
Tom Murray,
Yes.
Brother of our #1 fan.
Yes.
So I have my nerd event. So we had it there. So I was emailing our group saying, hey, like, this is what's going on tonight. So I put some words in my email. So I've had my email since 2008, like before we got married. So I typed some words. I was trying to find something. I come across this email of back and forth from us. I was like, what the heck is this? And
Were we emailing each other, or was it a chat?
It was an email.
That's crazy.
So,
you actually had turned off your phone when you left us.
No, because I would have been emailing you on my phone.
No, I think you were responding to text messages.
I can't
because I said in there, how dare you abandon your family?
This was August it was August of 2015, so it was 10 years ago. Almost exactly 10 years ago, and you were pregnant.
August of 2000. Let's just set the stage.
August
I would have been 8.5 months pregnant. I would have
34
had
weeks. You even wrote in an email. You were 34 weeks pregnant.
I have a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old. And almost 2-year-old.
Almost 2-year-old.
And I'm pregnant at the end of pregnancy.
34 weeks old. Yep. Almost full term.
And probably yelled at you.
Yeah.
So you decided to leave the house and not tell me.
No. And I think we'll read these. You told me to leave.
Great. So
I did.
I probably got mad at you and I was like, leave, like in a fight.
And I did. And I said, all right, deuces.
Great.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Peace out, Cub Scout.
Great.
And I did that. And then you got upset because I did what you told me to do. And then you were wondering where I was. And I was like, I'm not going to tell you. I'm gone. So
you abandoned the family.
So it was 10 years ago, yeah. So and we were just going like back and forth.
I actually don't think I swear in there at all.
I use a swear word because
you swear.
No. I said what you said. I use your swear words.
So I don't understand the pages because I only saw one page.
They're backwards.
To me earlier.
They're backwards.
Great.
So I think we should read because we reference.
I don't like this.
We reference some of our like crazy exchanges back in the day. And they've gotten much better. There's not as many as they used to be.
Is this going to scare the listeners?
I think it's not as bad. So I think you have to. You have to start with page 3. You have to go bottom up. You have to start from page 3 because your email's there. So it says Mary Wilkerson.
I don't want to read this. I don't want to read this.
These aren't that bad.
I said unbelievably uncool, but totally predictable. I need to know where you'll be for safety reasons. I have 3 of your children with me, and I'm 34 weeks pregnant. Let me tell you how this man responds.
I simply say no.
So, guys, mind you, I am wildly pregnant, and he just leaves the house, and I don't know where he is.
She told me to, and let's get there, and then go to your next part.
So then I say, Aaron, that's not okay. I'm not going to read this. I'm not reading this. No, I'm not doing this today. I'm not reading this. No, this is psychotic. You think it's funny. It's like crazy. Basically, I say, Aaron, that's not okay. I think a break will be really good for us. That being said, we have 3 children and one very closely on the way. You owe it to me and to our marriage to tell me where you'll be staying. And when and if you'll be cutting access to our bank account. Because I think you had threatened divorce.
No, I did.
Yes, I think you did. Guys, this is not funny. This is like
this is my response.
This is like sad.
This is my response. I said, put on your big girl pants. This is what you wanted. I have no plans right now to touch the bank account.
This is so bad. This isn't even funny. This is not even funny. I'm not reading this whole thing out loud. I'm not. It's awkward. It's not funny. It's not funny because then I'm like, I'm not okay.
No, actually, here's how it started.
You just read what highlights that you want. I'm not doing this.
Here's a highlight.
Yeah.
And I like that I said this part. I said, my wife and the mother of my children wouldn't talk to me in such a disrespectful way. She wouldn't tell me to pack up your bleep and don't come back. So that's what started it. You told me to pack up my stuff and don't come back.
Right.
And then I left because that's what you told
That's
me to
not
do.
I think it's important that the people. Wait, did you stay out the whole night? This one?
No. Can I say
This
one
is
last
psychotic.
quote? Can I
You can't-
quote?
I'm telling you, this is not funny for
I'm gonna
people.
say
This
one
is
more
like
quote.
wildly awkward.
You said, I don't need your companionship. I will work to make sure I don't need your money after the baby's here. I
See?
feel confident that I can just get along just fine in the day-to-day without you. I do.
Why do you think that's funny? This is just awkward for
Because
people.
we used to have because it just shows this would have been like 5 years into marriage. And we were just
I mean, but
going
what
back
is
and
sad to
forth.
people, and I think the women listening, this is the thing, I feel awkward for you. I think the women listening right now will understand like the height of hormones
Sure.
and me
I acknowledge
being
that.
frustrated and being like, pack up your and leave.
And I did it.
And you actually leaving with me super pregnant and 3 children, like that is not a good look for you, sir. Like,
well, I
it
did
actually
exactly what
isn't.
you told me to do.
It actually is not a good look for
Well,
you.
that's supposed to be like, no, I will not go. I
Did
will
you stay the night
here.
somewhere
No,
else?
I always come. I've never stayed
Yeah.
the night. Only let's just
No.
say between us, only one of us has left in anger and stayed the night
I
somewhere.
did stay at a hotel once.
I have never done that. I've
Yeah,
always
I
come
did
back.
stay at a hotel once.
And you feel
I
bad
mean, but
about
I
it.
don't think
Would you
this
call
is-
me like in the middle of the night, like apologizing? Like, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm
I
here.
don't think this is funny content. I feel like people are like, because it was so long ago, so I don't think people understand.
It shows
that.
it shows our realness.
Well, it does show. I think that marriage in the beginning is really hard. Marriage, when you choose to have 17,000 kids right away, is very hard. Also, yeah, like all the things.
Well, and we're different. We're like between, and most of our fights when you're like,
This is like mellow compared to what I used to. I fully admit, like
yes,
I used to
there was
text
some text.
you.
I wish I could say the text
No, I'm
messages.
so glad you
there
did.
were some text messages where like if I read those to our fans,
I'd be fired.
we would shut this podcast down.
We had a family reunion.
Well, we talked about
Right.
the one thing when you called me fat and said people laughed at
Yes,
me
I know,
and I'm
Aaron,
disgusting.
I know.
And we all laugh at you.
I know.
So
I know.
that was worse than these
Yeah.
these emails.
You know what? I don't like this one because this one wasn't just like us like spewing. Like it got like too like I think that would scandalize people. I think there's people that are like
I feel like people do worse stuff than
No,
we
I
do.
think people are like we walk into marriage and we don't ever talk about things like divorce or like.
This wasn't a divorce though. We've never used the D word.
That's me telling you don't cut off the bank account. Like
No, what you
that's-
essentially said was like, I'll figure out life without you. You're
like
just a
I'm gonna
paycheck
have to be a
me.
single mom and I'm gonna have to figure out my life. You've now left me in our house in Redford. I'm 34 weeks pregnant. Like you think this is funny?
And
Like,
I feel like I
don't-
probably like drove down the street like 2 blocks and sitting in a parking lot just emailing
I
back and
think you went and
forth.
saw a movie.
I did. I
Yeah,
did that
what
one
movies?
time.
And I think
One
that was this
time,
one.
They made one time.
Is this when you actually packed everything up?
I
is
didn't know
this
that
the same
that was a
flight?
different time.
Okay, okay.
That was a different time.
Okay.
So one
Because there was
time.
one time you literally packed every single item of yours in the car. What crazy people are we?
So one
We're
time.
getting judged, just so you know, right?
But
now.
that it shows our realness. I think,
guess. I
but
mean-
I feel like our users probably do the same stuff,
no,
or maybe
I do not
sometimes
think
worse.
so. No,
Our listeners.
I actually think most marriages don't duke it out like we do or did, and I think we're better for it. on
No,
this
I
end
think
of
we're gonna get
things.
some. I think I would love to get some
No,
feedback. So
I don't think so.
our
Yeah, me
listeners,
too.
you guys can email us or
Nobody
text
does
us
what we do.
and let us know if you have something just as bad.
Yeah.
So yes, there's 2 occasions. So one, you were like, get out, or you got really upset, and I was like, I'm not taking this, and I left, and I went to go see the movie, The Batman with Robert Pattinson. So I went to the in Westland. I went to the movie theater, like the SJR or whatever in Westland.
Yeah.
And I went to the movie. You're like, you need to come home. Because in every situation, you were always like, you need to come home. It was never like I was gone for days and we just didn't
No,
talk.
of course not.
You would beg me to come home within like 5 minutes.
Well, and we've talked to
And the other time, you're right. I remember I had the gray van. Like you were like, you did something. You like
I
get
was
out.
probably like way
So
pregnant.
you're
and-
right.
yeah,
I took everything out of our closet. I just put all my stuff in my van. 'Cause I was curious. But like, can I just throw my stuff in my van? Like, yeah, I didn't have that much stuff, so I threw it all in the van. But I always come back. I've never spent the night somewhere else.
Well, we haven't had a fight like that in years and years and years. But I also like it is funny because like of course listeners aren't dumb. So like our kids were around during that stuff. Like that's what I mean.
they were
Like,
little during that though.
They were
wouldn't
so little,
remember.
but still that's when there's like fun foundational things being built. It was tough, I guess, marriage. But it didn't ever seem like it. I think because at the same time, you and I would make up really quickly when we would make up. Like we don't.
Well, I think now is quicker.
See, here's where he does the thing where I apologize.
No,
Yeah.
it used to be where it took you a long time
Or it took
to
me a long
apologize.
time.
I do apologize.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you apologize quicker than me.
I
is what
apologize
you're
quicker.
saying.
Like,
Yeah,
dang,
yeah,
you're right. I was wrong.
Yeah.
But you've apologized quicker now. Like,
Yeah.
something happened a couple months ago where you were mad, you were mean about something, and you like left the house and like we're going to
No.
school. This was before school was out, in like 10 minutes, you call like on the way to school and apologize.
Oh, well, I mean, I was leaving the house. It wasn't like I left anchor.
We
but
talked
yeah,
about it on
yeah,
the podcast.
yeah.
I think we talked about it one
yeah.
time.
No, I think you're right. And I think, like, I remember when, like, I've had a lot of insights through our conflict. And, like, I remember when we would get in fights, nothing like this. This was one of the more serious fights. I mean, we could count on one or two hands the amount of, like, knockdown, like, really nasty fights that we've had. But
it's never gotten violent, though.
No, of course not.
Except the one time you poured water on me.
I did dump a bottle of water on you.
Like, I was like laying in bed, about to go to sleep.
But I feel like that was like one of those fights where it was like a half joking fight.
And then she poured water on me. Even I think you realized you took it too far. I was like, you just pour water on me?
But wait, I was going to say something. Oh, shoot. What was I going to say? Oh, I remember it like with the 90,000 other fights that we've had, though, that are like small and quick and fleeting. I tried not to apologize. Like, I'd be mad at you. And I remember being like, I'm like literally trying to put an effort in right now to stay mad at this man, and how bizarre that is. Like, we can just move past things quickly. Like, say you're sorry, I'm sorry, keep it moving. Yeah. And I think that is good for our kids. Like, I think our kids have seen a lot of fighting, not in recent years.
But not like multiple days. Like, no, you talked about people we know and family members who are like, they fight for multiple days and don't talk for multiple days. That has never happened.
And even when the kids kind of talk through,
maybe like the next morning, but usually by the next morning it's resolved.
Right.
Like,
and when the kids and I kind of talk through it, like I always say to them, like, we could absolutely, and I know marriage is like it, we could absolutely be in a marriage. There's two different types of things. First of all, I know marriages that the two people are so compatible that they have nothing to fight over. Like, they really are just aligned and like really holy, and they will not be able to relate to this at all. I also think there's people that fight like us, maybe a little less because fiery personalities, got married older. But then there's people that don't fight at all. And it's because they're not they're not in it. And that's all I'll say to our kids. Like, Daddy and I are in it. Like, we are each other's best friends. And sometimes you get really mad at your best friend. And when you're really mad at your best friend, you feel like you can tell him you're mad at him. You know what I mean? And so I think there's beauty in that, you know, even though, thank God, we don't have the text messages.
No, but remember we read them one time at your dad's,
and my family
your uncle's cottage. I had some, and I like read through them, and they were like scarred.
They were very scarred.
And your sibling used it for a fight that happened like a day or two later. He used it as fuel on the fight.
Oh,
that
did
you guys had? Yeah, he had referenced them.
Oh, I don't remember that. Oh, really?
Yeah,
I don't remember that. Yeah. So we've come a long way.
So I thought that was funny because I wasn't even looking for that. I was looking for something else. I was
like, I couldn't even do a dramatic reading of it. I'm like, no, this is just too awkward. It's too awkward. I didn't read the whole thing even. It was too awkward because I'm so dramatic. I mean, I'm so nutty. You think it's funny?
I think it's funny because it's 10 years ago. Like, I was in my early 30s. Like, I was early 30s, and we're still married 5 years. And
and we had a really intense start to like we really did. When you think about the fact that we got married a little bit later, at least for me, like I was almost 30 years old. I lived my 20s totally doing what I wanted to do. It was a hard adjustment, and then I hated being pregnant, and I was pregnant for so long. You know, it was hard, actually. Those years were very hard.
Well,
I don't think of them as hard unless I think of them as hard.
And this is pre-COVID, so I was in the office working every day.
And I was home with all the kids.
So you'd be at home with three boys, three little, with the boys, and they were little, and you're pregnant with the fourth one. It was summer.
You know, it's so funny because I do, like I just said, I cannot believe the life I get to live. And I think you would acknowledge, I say that to you all the time. Like, I'm like, I just thought it yesterday. Like, I can't believe this is my life. I love everything about it. And even their childhood, I'm like, I miss when they were babies and it was so good. But I forget, you don't give yourself a lot of permission, I think, to like go back and be like, no, but that was really hard. Like, it was like, I couldn't even cry about it now for like how hard it was when they were so little, and so quickly we had these babies everywhere. And you would admit, I mean, I threw up every day of my pregnancies, every single day of my pregnancies.
A lot in the early, it's slow. It was kind of like the bookends.
I threw up every day of my pregnancies with Malia. I started iron infusions for the last 3 months of my pregnancies, where I had to go to the hospital once a week to get iron into my body because
Malia,
it was so bad.
With her, it was the night before. You say the night before.
That was different.
Born.
The iron infusions, and then I came into the hospital because I thought I was going to
labor.
We
had to spend the night, and that priest came in.
Yeah, it was. I did not have easy pregnancies, and we had lots of rambunctious babies. But the beauty is,
It sounds like you're excusing your behavior.
no, what I
though.
was going to say is the beauty is for the most part, we were happy. Like in a really hard thing. Like you said, you were in the office, like
You were calling me at like 4 on that. Where are you?
Oh my gosh.
Why are you
that
not
was-
home
yeah.
yet?
I was just talking,
Like
I
trying
was
to
telling
face. I
Justin that.
had that was like the brief year and a half. I had an iPhone.
Yeah.
So you like try to FaceTime me. You'd be like, where are you? Why are you not home
Well,
yet?
it's funny.
All it takes is a text. Just text me. Let me know you're coming home late.
It used to drive me so nuts when, because like,
But you realize it
no,
now.
but no, you say that no, and it makes me.
'Cause you
It's
do the
hard to
same
even
thing.
talk about this now because you still will not admit it, and other women understand because they're like, "Oh my gosh, I did that too. What was going on?" Like when you get to 4:00 and you're again, let's say it was when these messages are written. I'm 34, 35 weeks pregnant. I have 2 other babies in diapers. I'm exhausted. And you say you're going to be home at 4:00, so I know I can go into the back room for 20 minutes and catch a moment. And it's 4:20, and you still have not sent me a message to say you're going to be late. Like it would rage me to this level of insane. And the only people that get it are women that have been in that situation. I remember my friend Nicole Warner saying, I do that. Why do I do that? Like it would be like 10 or 15 minutes late being like, how dare you not text me?
I was like, I'm just trying to like get out of here. So
You're like, I'm in
just trying to get
traffic
stuff
on
done.
275. I'm not trying to
get the
hurt
heck
you.
out of here. I'm trying
But
to.
it was like,
Or someone walks into your office and you're
I
like,
know.
I need to talk to this person. So
and
I
my
can
whole point would be
leave.
like, all you got to do is say 4:25. You know,
It's
because
not that simple though.
I
If
know.
you're trying to get even you realize that because that happened in reverse.
But like as a mom, but in a totally different season, like you're
Correct.
crawling yourself to the last minute of the day, and to your credit, and this is like beautiful. You have always helped. Like, so when you got home at 4:20, I could go sit and like take a shower or take him in the back room, my time outside column, where I would just go in the back of my bedroom and just catch a breath. You've always helped with like feeding and diaper changes. The only thing you haven't helped with, which is fine, I've never done the lawn. You've never given a bath ever.
I don't do,
and that's fine.
do baths or
But
showers.
you're a very hands-on dad, so it really would be a time to catch my breath. But it is funny that I don't think often about how hard it was, and it was really hard. Like when you, and honestly, when you bring up these emails or we talk about the text messages, and I'm like I'm so embarrassed by them. Truly, like who even is that person? Especially the text messages. These people wouldn't even believe that. I mean, it was, we'll call it verbal abuse.
well, we referenced one during the cruise
Yeah.
when you were dealing with the whole situation with the guest services.
Yeah.
And you couldn't find me, and then we referenced one of your mini text messages.
Those were nothing compared to what I used to send you, though. I mean, my messages now don't generally have swear words in them. Like, I'd be brutal to you. So, and you stuck with me. So
stuck with you. I stuck around. I could have left.
Stuck with me. So.
I could have left and be like, you know what? Peace out. Good luck, pregnant lady.
You know, honestly, like
which happens.
The grace of the sacrament. I know a lot of marriages that 2 or 3 deep and you out. Like this is, well, those are hard years.
We referenced that in our pre-marriage talk is that once you're married longer and longer, you know a lot of couples who got married around the same time and like you're like, well, they're divorced, like less than 7 years.
And I'm not sweeping with the broad, like
7 years into it.
If anybody's listening who's gone through that, like I'm not saying it's all because you're not willing to stick through it, but I will say that our sacramental grace, I think, gave you the ability to be like, okay, this is hard. And it's like we're talking about we had so many awesome times too when they were little. So,
also we're referencing back to the busyness, like this is what we signed up for.
Yeah,
so
right. Yeah, no, totally. And the thing is, we have 5 children in similar ages in a world where people don't do that anymore. So like, it's crazy. So yeah, speaking of this upcoming week, living a quarter mile at a time, first day of school, Aaron's first actual football game as a high school student.
We rescheduled the basement stuff. So that's the basement stuff is Tuesday. Got a fantasy football draft. Thursday's
the first high school varsity game, which I'll probably go to. I know little Aaron will want to go to. Friday is, what's Friday? Nothing. Oh, no, just kidding.
CYO football.
Friday we have CYO football all day and night.
Those are night games.
One of them's night.
1, 7, 9.
From 5 to
7, 7 to 9.
Yeah, so it's from 5 to like 9:30. We'll be there from 4:30 to 9:30.
And then the Michigan game.
Saturday is the Michigan game, which we already did a whole episode on my love for Michigan, but we'll be going to the Michigan game. Sunday, nothing. We're still floating. We haven't even talked to the Leanies about potentially Connor O'Neill's. That would be that day if we did it. And then Monday, your dad's
My dad's
75th birthday, which he decided to do really low key, just hitting up a restaurant. JK. It's going to be a big party. Big party at your parents' house.
Party.
So, and then back at it.
Another weekend. Yeah, we're another week in paradise.
Yeah. It's good. It's good.
So we're back in it.
Yeah.
These are the glory days.
Yeah. Well, no, that's the, my girlfriend sent me a song after Friday because I was kind of explaining how nuts things were. And it's like, these are the days that you'll remember. These are like the good days. And so, and I believe it. I actually believe it. Like, I think what we're getting to do with our kids is amazing. So.
Yeah, because we'll be on this podcast in 5 years. We're like, yeah, he's off to school.
Yeah.
Off to school.
Right.
And, they're all gone.
Yeah.
And we'll be doing our podcast from our
beach. Our retirement house on Lake
our
Brighton.
winter. Did you talk about that briefly?
I mean, I didn't.
Plans?
So we talked about. I actually. So just. Oh man, how much time we got?
We got a couple minutes.
Okay, so one thing that I really appreciate about you, and I've always said it, is that any one of my dreams you make come true. Like, you really do. So I've always kind of passively talked about wanting to, when our kids are older, always, I mean, within the last 5 years, when our kids are old enough to drive, moving to downtown Plymouth and living there. I love downtown Plymouth. And
overrated.
Yeah, but I will say about 2 or 3 weeks ago, you're like, are you serious about this? Because then let's start to think about what this could look like, how we'll have to save, because the houses, I mean, these are like $1 million houses. Like, we would have to.
I said, this is my last mortgage with this house. So if
so
that's
you're like,
the goal,
this is the goal. And honestly, I mean, I feel like you're being really serious. You're like, if this is the goal, then we need to start thinking about it now. And I'm like, yeah, that's the goal. Until Saturday, when we went to Mary Pat O'Malley's house on the lake. And I'm like, I could do this. Like, I could see living on a lake, like a local lake that's spring fed. Because that's why it wasn't gross, guys. It wasn't a gross lake. Like, the bottom was
wasn't
sandy.
like a pond.
No, it was a lake, and it was crystal clear. You could see your toes. And I'm like, their house is beautiful. It has this wall of windows. And I'm like, this is what I want now. A lot of
natural light.
So now the 10-year plan has shifted.
So
the budget hasn't shifted.
So now you want a lake house.
Yes, but the budget hasn't shifted. A local lake house. Like, I don't.
Within a 35-mile.
Well, we said we don't want to live up north. We don't.
Correct.
We don't want to go to the west side of the state. But
up north.
I think it would be really cool to live
within a half-hour,
lake.
45-minute radius.
And you said that you would learn to be a water-ish person. Because I'm not doing it unless you're going to, like, drive a pontoon boat.
Yeah,
but
those are simple though. Like,
no, the Sea-Doo. You got to be fun.
The pontoon boat is easy.
What about the Sea-Doo?
Those are straightforward.
Okay, you got to be.
We're not
fun.
going to have like lots and lots of toys. It's like we'll have
just like them, a pontoon boat and a Sea-Doo.
Right, but you change your mind though. The point is, you change your mind about.
I'm locked in. And then we got to be really rich so that we can have people take care of it though. Like, their landscaping is beautiful, but like it would be a full-time job.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too expensive. You get to hire someone to do that.
So let's make some money to make that happen. And that'll be the dream. Got it?
Right. Simple, easy,
Lake house, 10 years. What year is that? 2034?
2035.
We'll do 2034/2035. Living on a lake. Good?
Done. Easy.
Done. Love it.
So,
okay, that's it for now. There's so much noise happening outside of this room right now. I'm going to go back to my cranky self.
Loud banging.
And
we didn't have a chance to talk about Ireland and Irish thoughts about the famine. We were going to talk about that.
I thought we talked about it.
No, we didn't.
We've definitely talked about Ireland and the famine on this podcast.
No, we were going to talk about something recently.
Really? The Sinead O'Connor
Because your Sinead O'Connor thing.
About the fact that there never really was one. There was no famine. Irish people were only allowed to eat potatoes. All of the other foods. We'll talk about it later. We'll get into it later. But I've been playing this song at the house trying to give you guys some Irish history that you don't seem to care about. All right. Have a fantastic week, listeners. Happy first day of school to those that celebrate.
Fenton started last week, I heard.
Fenton started last week.
So we're all coming back to school slowly but surely.
Yes, we are a blessed people. TTYL.
Right.